Good evening and welcome to another episode of Super Deluxe Gamescast. It is Thursday, September the 21st. Hope everybody's doing okay this week. It is a busy week. We've got quite a bit to talk about, from Microsoft emails to Embracer Group fucking around again, and everything in between. We've got a lot to cover on tonight's podcast, but first I want to ask, how is everyone doing?
I'm doing okay, all things considered. We don't need to really get into it, but you know, those who know me know I've been going through some shit, but like it's good to be here with the folks.
That's what's important, buddy.
Yeah.
Is that you're here with us, you're letting go for one night and chilling out and watching. Like I'm still trying to figure out, sorry, I got distracted by Brit like becoming ensconced in darkness momentarily.
I couldn't get, my lighting was either way too bright or way too dark, and I couldn't find the sweet spot.
Did you find the sweet spot?
I think so. I'm not like fucking.
It's like prom night all over again,
right?
That's oh Jesus Christ! Shut the fuck up, Derek, motherfucker. So yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about tonight. So we will go ahead, I guess. Excuse me. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's talk about what we've been playing this week. And if you guys don't mind,
because we do got some heavy news. But yeah,
mine will be really short.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be long or anything, but I there are a couple things that I want to touch on, and the first one is I have been playing the Star Ocean 2 Second Story R demo. I've been playing it on Switch, and this is one of the most gorgeous remakes of a PlayStation era game, or a Super Nintendo era game for that matter, that I have seen. From top to bottom, everything about this is polished. It's beautiful. The every character has new portrait art that is just absolutely incredible, and a huge step up from the PSP remake stuff, which like had some weird like lolly stuff going on there. That was roundly criticized when that came out. But this actually makes the characters, specifically the main female protagonist, look her age, which is again a very contentious issue in the PSP remake. This looks gorgeous from top to bottom. The music has been redone totally. It looks like an HD 2D remake of a PS1 game. And it's just absolutely stunning. I could not be happier for the way that this turned out visually. And Star Ocean 2, of course, is a very classic PS1 era JRPG. If you have not played it, I would normally say go find a copy, but you won't have to wait too much longer because it's coming out on November 2nd for Switch, PS5. I don't know if it's coming to Xbox or not. But at any rate, go download that stuff. And I've also been playing F-Zero 99. And F-Zero 99 is
that's a random one.
Well, I mean, I love F-Zero, and so I've been playing F-Zero 99. It is the most fun I've had with multiplayer in 2023, by far. It is just an incredibly good time. It's chaotic in all the best ways. And I really, 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 really hope Nintendo doesn't axe this after 5 or 6 months like they do with just about all of the other 99.
They're gonna keep it around for 2 years, and by year 6 it'll be like completely. Sorry, by month 6 it'll be dead. So you're fine. By month 6 it'll be completely dead. Like how many players were still? How many people were still playing Pac-Man 99?
Apparently, a decent amount.
A large amount, and Tetris 99 is still one of the most played.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I will say, I think F-Zero 99, as somebody who was like not excited about that announcement at all, it is a little brilliant because people are talking about F-Zero now, and I don't mean just like the same 12 people talking about F-Zero, right? Like, you know, I say that as one of them, but like people give a shit, and like this is actually a really good way to gauge interest on like, do y'all really want to try like some F-Zero out? And
because if a brand new $60 console F-Zero game comes out and it's like the same like quality as GX, where it's hard as shit, no one's playing that shit. No one's buying that shit.
They got to find like a happy medium. But like this, I think the immediate like success of this, granted as like a freemium game, right, shows that there's you can get like a casual player base into the idea of F-Zero.
Oh, well, I had made this argument on Twitter, but you could take this concept and expand it to other Super Nintendo or NES games. Like, for example, like imagine Excite Bike 99.
Excite Bike 99 would make me punch you in the throat, dude.
Dude, that shit would be so fucking awesome.
Oh my god, what else?
Like, Excite Bike 99.
Oh, Track and Field 99.
Yeah. You know what I would love to have another, like, a remaster of? Fucking Paperboy. Keep the music the same.
Paperboy 99 Paperboys trying to all deliver the news.
No, it's just the danger.
Has anybody like ever answered the question of what the fuck that obstacle course was at the end? That poor fucking Paperboy, man. He was not getting paid enough.
We need Ski Free 99.
Where's like Dr. Mario 99? That seems like the most obvious one, right? Or oh my god. Sorry,
Wave Race 99.
Jesus Christ!
If you can do fucking, see, I've got Derek's attention here. Derek is suddenly
be onto something here, my good bitch.
Right,
you might be
right. Like Wave Race 99, or you can even call it Wave Race 64 as an homage to the N64. Have 64.
There's already a game called Wave Race 64.
Racer. I used to love that game.
Wave Race is fucking awesome.
It was amazing.
CJ, you mentioned Donkey Kong. Pilot Wings might be fucking great too.
Donkey Kong 99, where it's just you trying to get past like the first however many stages in the arcade game.
No. CJ, Donkey Kong 99, where it's a huge Donkey Kong stage. 98 Marios. One of the players is Donkey Kong throwing the fucking barrels.
Oh my god, it's just asymmetric. Oh my god.
I love how we said that. Like, oh, we're gonna make this quick because and
Dr.
then we
Mario
just
99
off-railed within the first 5 minutes.
I think like Dr. Mario 99 would be the most obvious like one.
Dr. Mario 99 would
because
be
it's like
great.
I get why Tetris came first. I get it, but like Dr. Mario is like the most wholly unique like Nintendo puzzle game. Unless they do fucking Yoshi's Cookie 99. I don't think anyone's the fucking Wario's one.
1080 snowboarding with 10,000 with 1,080 players.
The Switch can barely run N64 games as it is. Can you imagine playing an N64 game with 1,000 other people at once?
Who's ready for Joust
99?
Mario Party 99.
No.
Mario Party 99, man. You roll between 1 and 10, and
it takes 3 years real time to finish a game.
And the whole time, Justin will just roll ones. The whole time. No, that's what I got. That's all. That's all I wanted to talk about was Star Ocean 2, the demo, which is beautiful, and F-Zero 99, which is a really good time. That's what I got. Unless you guys want to keep talking about 99 games.
No.
I wonder what Britt's got.
I beat Baldur's Gate finally after 160 hours. I finally did it. I mean, that's like overall, if I pull up my Steam, I have over 200 hours in the game, and I played 60 in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, that's all I'm doing is playing Baldur's. And I beat the game Tuesday night. Yes, I beat the game Tuesday night. And
who did you side with?
I'm not gonna say.
Let's not say
I'm
too
not
much.
Spoil.
There's a lot of people who are not that far in Baldur's Gate. Okay?
Yeah.
Tell me offline, Britt. Tell me offline who you sided with.
But yeah, like I was pretty let down by the last part of the game. Like you can definitely tell, like Act 1 and 2 were like finely polished, and then there was a kind of a dip.
You like step into Act 3 and suddenly it's just Stutter City.
Yeah, well, it's Stutter City and also just like very I would say anticlimactic endings to quests you have done previously. Like that kind of like carry over through each chapter.
Are you playing it on you're playing it on Steam?
Yes.
Because I've been playing on PS5 and I haven't had any stutters in Baldur's Gate, but I don't know.
So the thing is that I felt that Baldur's did really good with side quests throughout the entire game except for Act 3. It just felt like they were like, all right, we're just gonna shove a bunch of shit right here. Which sucks because if you even fucking read a paper on a building and you find out somebody's getting executed, you have 5 long rests before you have to go fucking rescue them. And you got so much going on. I'm not going to say spoilers, but you have so much going on, and you have things to say, people to rescue, and it's just like you can fuck that up. And it's like when you add so many fucking side quests, it's just like it becomes overwhelming and then not fun anymore. When you have side quests in Act 1 and 2, it was fun because you got to explore. Baldur's Gate, it's just kind of, there's guards everywhere. You can't really do anything. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't as fun. And yeah, I was super underwhelmed by the ending as a total. And Larian Studios did say they're going to go back and do like an epilogue, which good. But yeah, I love Baldur's Gate. But I think you could definitely tell they rushed Act 3 to get it out on time.
I agree.
It's still great. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely just, it was rushed at the end.
And speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, I just want to point out that we do have Samantha Baert, the actor who behind Karlach, who we're going to be recording an interview with here on the channel on Saturday morning. So
that's going to be a great time. Listeners and community members, don't be fucking weird about it. So
yeah,
fair warning. Everybody loves Karlach, right? But like, just like a fucking reminder, he's a real human being.
Just remember, Karlach isn't real.
Yeah,
the human being who brought her to life is.
Yeah.
CJ.
See, I have 3 games that I've been playing for once finally, right? Also, basketball season starts in a couple weeks. Very excited because HBO Max announced that they're gonna let you add TNT, the NBA and TNT as a part of your package. So we're back, baby. We're fucking back. If the Heat don't make the playoffs, it's somehow all your fault. Anyway, I
don't care.
I have been. If I care.
Welcome to the internet's premier sports podcast.
Oh my god! Oh, do you guys remember me at the finals? I came home from a movie, and I'm like, guys, hold up. The Heat are trailing. The Nuggets are gonna take this. I'm so. It's gonna get worse. Wait till the charity stream.
Yeah, let's fucking go, dude. I'm ready for it. Wait till
the charity stream. He's gonna be like Finn when it came to Dokkan Battle.
No, but this is something fucking useful and cool. Not fucking Dokkan Battle. Fucking Dokkan Battle. God. So I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K24. I pulled the trigger on that. I bought a 2K game for the first time in a decade at launch.
Did it finally feel like a different game?
So I played a lot of 2K23, kind of passively, with my younger cousins or anything, because he loves it. This game feels a lot. This game does feel different. They did this thing where they scanned the play real NBA games, and the players move as realistically as they possibly could. So every single player feels distinct, which is oh cool. So you're getting certain jump shot animations that are unique to certain players. You can equip certain animations that feel they're ripped from different players, which I like. The game looks incredible. It sounds great. The grind in that My Career is the worst thing in the entire world. It's been said before, and this game is a fucking it's the most predatory any game has ever been. This is what is it? It's one of those things where it's this is supposed to appeal to the masses, right? This is what kids get. This is your friends who don't play any video games at all, who only play 3 games a year. This is what they're playing. This shit is this shit's asking me to shell out real money to make my player better. Fuck whatever Armored Core boss you guys are fucking fighting against. Fuck whatever no. Fuck that shit. Fuck whatever bullshit dice roll you guys get in Baldur's Gate. This shit's harder. This is the hardest shit I've ever had to deal with. I am putting in the work. My fucking team chemistry rating's going down all the goddamn time. Are you me?
Saying this about a fucking basketball game, sir?
In My Career, I don't think you guys understand how
I don't
painful.
understand.
Now, here's the beauty of it. I've been doing better. I'm going in there. I'm putting in the work.
Oh my God.
No, hold up. I'm putting in the work. So lately, I've been winning a few games. Not every game. Hold up. Not every game. But I'm there. I'm a decent 3-point shot. I'm an excellent Excellent dunker. Get in the paint. Go. I'm 5th in contention for the dunk competition, the All-Star game.
What you're saying is we should start calling you Duncan Siege?
You should call me whatever.
Oh
call
God.
me no. Call me him. I am him in this game. I'm putting in the work. The end game social media is clowning on me. They got fucking Kevin Durant in there being like, "Hey, you're my player character." You know, I'm disappointed. Fuck Kevin Durant. I'm trying my hardest. Jake from State Farm glazing. Fuck this.
Are you okay, dude?
CJ, take a minute, man. Take a minute.
Hold up. I haven't been able to talk about this game like with anybody except for like because no one else cares. No one fucking cares about basketball. No one cares about my video game opinions except for this fucking podcast. Have you guys seen
Mark
my
Zuckerberg?
Fuck Mark Zuckerberg for this fucking metaverse bullshit that's here. Fuck that shit. But I'm having fun with it. I went back to it now. We lost to the Raptors. I'm bummed. I'm the Clippers' like shooting guard. I decided, fuck LA too. They don't appreciate me. I hope I get traded.
Oh my God.
We activated this man tonight.
Los Angeles does not appreciate me because I'm out there putting in the work.
LA sucks, and
LA does suck.
That was a general consensus in June.
I love the city 100%, but they don't love me. They don't love me. I'm out there putting in the work. It's Kawhi Leonard's fault. It's Paul George's fault. It's Russell Westbrook's fault. They're not helping me out. They're not helping me out. I've also been playing.
You've also been playing.
I've also been playing the Crew Motorfest. I got a review code for it last week. About like 30 hours into it, it's maybe my favorite racing game of the year. Maybe my favorite game of the year so far. But it's wild because like I played a lot of the Crew 2 to prep for this. And that game's fine. It's unremarkable. The best thing about it is that cool, they modeled like entire like the entirety of like the US. What that ends up feeling like is just a lot of barren landscapes. It feels very AI generated in a way. This game, it's just Hawaii, beautifully rendered, a lot more dense. Everything feels intentional. Everything like you're always finding something new. There's always something to discover. The handling is probably the best that any racing game has felt. Like of this type, like I always separate them, right? This isn't that Forza Horizon 5 camp of like we're trying to be a sim, but like with like slight arcade handling, slight like that. So it does that, but it's like the closest anything has felt since that. On PS5, the adaptive triggers are like the absolute greatest thing in the entire world, which is something I've which is something like I've always appreciated in games like Gran Turismo 7 and all that. So yeah, I'm rambling. I'm really enjoying it, and it's cool that like Ubisoft is like not just doing something like what is it? They're known for like kind of improving upon like their previous iteration, right? It's like okay, cool. So Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2 to jump, the Crew 2 to the Crew Motorfest. It's a jump, but this is now them finally entering a territory where they're like, no. They finally have something that can compete with other games in the genre, right? It's probably their best open world ever.
That's
100%
cool.
Ever. Also, I've been playing, and last thing, I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1 yesterday.
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking talk about some Mortal Kombat.
It's so weird. Excuse me. It's so weird because the hype cycle for Mortal Kombat 1 for me has been kind of muted because I didn't watch any trailers. We talked about it. Didn't watch any trailers, didn't read anything. I've had the game installed for like a week and I haven't touched it because I've been playing the Crew. So like last night my cousin and I were like, let's just spar for a bit. I just want to get used to some of the characters and everything. Off the bat, like it feels better than 11. It's a lot faster than 11. The roster is like, a lot smaller, but it feels like a lot more intentional. There seems to be some good balance. It seems easier for everyone to find their main, right? Yeah, like it seems like off the bat immediately. For me, I'm basic. I'll always go with Scorpion or Scorpion and Kung Lao are like always they've always been my guys. No, not Kung Lao. Sorry, Liu Kang. Kung Lao something. Kung
Lao's the guy with the Raiden hat, right?
Yeah, with the hat.
The like bladed.
The razor hat. Liu Kang
guy.
That's Raiden.
Raiden.
Raiden. Right. Okay.
But yeah, like it feels good so far. I'm gonna play the story at some point, but this is basically kind of what I wanted from 11, this is what I've been wanting since 9, like a true return to like this is how you do like a modern version of the original arcade games, right? Small roster, very simple designs, very scaled back gameplay that doesn't get too big for its own good. Derek, I assume you have more to say about it as well.
Oh yeah.
Who's your main?
God, so I
haven't played the story, so like I don't know who's good. I only started playing a Scorpion.
Shang Tsung is bad, right?
No, he's complicated to play as. I think he's probably very
bad, like,
good.
Bad as
he's a bad guy.
Oh yeah, I meant bad as in like he's a bad guy. But it's okay if he's complicated
one bad
too.
dude.
Like,
he's
one
complicated
bad
to play as. He's not complicated. He's a bad motherfucker. I've been playing a lot of Li Mei. Because I'm really kind of vibing with like the lantern setups and shit. Like Baraka feels busted. Baraka's just so fun to use, which is kind of weird to say. Like one of the crazy things is that like NetherRealm so drastically reinvents the way their characters play, like game to game.
Right.
Baraka in Mortal Kombat 9 plays nothing like any version of Baraka in like Mortal Kombat 11. Who plays nothing like Baraka in Mortal Kombat 1.
Right.
You know, Melina's a completely different character in every game she's in, basically.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
The only thing, I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. I have no issues with it. I just, I played the first one when I was a kid, kind of grew up on it and then like didn't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm seeing on TikTok right now is Megan Fox getting fucking dragged.
Yeah, it's bad.
Performance.
It's rough.
Like
it's rough.
Sissy Jones last week, like it's so funny that we talked about this last week with Sissy Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't here. Sorry.
No, but not about Megan Fox, but she was talking about like celebrity stunt casting, right? Where they pick like big name actors to play roles and then they suck, and it's not about being a bad actor. You can be a great actor, but you don't necessarily have the ability to act with your voice.
And let's face it, like this isn't a knock against Megan Fox. Her performance as that vampire is terrible.
Yeah, it's bad when even you've heard the clips, John. Like,
Mortal Kombat's weird because they've done stunt casting before. Hell, fucking Van Damme's in the game and he gives like a performance.
Like I've watched so many clips of people just dragging Megan Fox that now I'm getting Mortal Kombat content on my TikTok, and I'm not even interested. And there was a Katana lore video, and I was like, sure, I'll watch this.
I'm gonna send you so many. I don't know
anything about Mortal Kombat, so I'm just like, this is it. Why does this girl have a fucking monster mouth? Like,
well, the thing is like what Derek said about like casting celebrity voices. It's not that the actor is bad. Like for example, Megan Fox actually turns in a really fun performance in Jennifer's Body.
I was gonna say Jennifer's Body. She's incredible in, right? Like it proves, and I think that's part of why they picked her. Aside from her being a Mortal Kombat fan for a long time. Is like
it's the reason
this
why
great,
they picked
memorable cult horror.
Yeah, like
role.
she's like legitimately into games, right?
But but it's like it's the same reason like why Ronda Rousey was in 11. I think that was like it's more like fandom, right? It's like if someone's dedicated, like Van Damme's the only example of like a celebrity actor where I'm like this makes total sense because they've been chasing this guy for
since
30
the
original
game.
And he did a really good job too.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's just been interesting to see not only that, but just it's really bad, and I think it surprised a lot of people just because of Jennifer's Body. But Megan Fox has never really been good at like high tense emotional acting. Like
I agree.
Like in Transformers, she fucking sucked.
She's terrible.
I'll drive you shoot. Like
that's like I blame Michael Bay wholeheartedly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Michael Bay clearly didn't think much of Megan Fox. So like when you have a director who fucking hates his actors, like, and I love Michael Bay.
Is that the one where
but
that's the one where Shia LaBeouf was like, maybe you should sit in my lap while I'm driving because
I don't know if that's that one, but
for you to sit in the passenger seat.
I love Michael Bay's like original movies, but like the Transformers run was a bad time. But like,
and I like Megan Fox. It just I think. Like you said, there's some people who are actors who can't voice act because I think a lot of like some people are visual learners. I think some people are visual actors.
Yeah.
Like you have to be in that position.
I think it depends on how captivating like your voice is too, right? Because you've either got the sauce or you don't. Right? Like Chris Evans would probably kill it in voice acting because the dude's voice alone has got the fucking sauce. But like
it's been done.
Also, congrats to him on his fucking marriage.
Yeah. But like, yeah.
Hey, you guys want to talk about age gap discourse really quick?
No.
No.
Oh no, shit! I didn't know that.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Okay, oh my god, don't.
It's
like,
not bad.
So many celebrities ruined for me over like the last 2 weeks.
The woman's like 26. She's definitely younger than him, but
child, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Not a fucking child. Grow up.
Like people need to get over it.
Anyway,
circling back around to Mortal Kombat. Another thing I'm seeing is the Switch version also getting fucking wrecked because it looks so bad.
No, dude. Oh my god.
Bad.
This has to be like IGN gave it a 3. Like the Switch for it.
John, you can't stop smiling while you're talking about it.
You know what we have to do,
Bro,
right?
I think it's a prank. It's gotta be.
We gotta pull funds together to buy a copy for the charity
stream. And they charged it as much as the fucking PS5 and Xbox.
And there's no PS4 version. There's no Xbox One version.
Yeah.
I cannot get over like that picture of Johnny Cage like taking his Derek, how did that go again?
Like why they have like no definite, like they have like it's just like white and then skin, like there's no like lines.
It's super. It looks like a PSP version. It looks so bad. It's weird because Mortal Kombat 1 like is one of the best looking games I've played.
100%.
Maybe
oh my
ever.
God, gorgeous,
like,
gorgeous.
It is both aesthetically like really, really good, really smart art direction. Like you can sit and study like character outfits, right? And like the ways that they like it's just incredibly smart character design, incredibly smart level design that brings a lot of color and detail without being distracting from like the foreground layer of the fight. Oof.
Like,
fantasy critic.
Did you guys see
like,
that glitch? Oh, Derek, go ahead. Sorry, you're still going.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk about the game that's actually good and not the shitty port that some company did. That everyone who worked on the Switch version is gonna get fucking put in a shipping container and dropped to the bottom of the ocean now.
Did you guys see the clip of that glitch from the Switch version where like the character on the left, like as they walk around, they like zoom way out to the background, and then they zoom way close, and then they zoom way out, and dude, it's they're like whoa, it's just like it's
anyway,
the wild.
Derek.
Yeah, it's just weird because like again, like aesthetically, right? Like it's the best Mortal Kombat's probably ever looked, right?
Technically too,
and technically, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, there are cutscenes in the story mode where you could tell me that this shit is live action and I would believe you. Like I stared into the face of the actual peak of realism in video games. In terms of like facial animation acting, it is fucking insane. And I was like, the game plays stupid well. It's a really enjoyable fighting game that is more approachable than I think Mortal Kombat games tend to be. Like usually I'm not huge on Mortal Kombat as a like gameplay, and I love where Mortal Kombat 1 is a little faster. There's more, like ground combos moving into air combos, padding out with the assists, juggling, things like that. Like I feel like I can actually do more long combos that I couldn't do in anything but maybe X. I played and beat the story mode. I really liked the story mode. Like, there's dumb shit about it. Like, don't get me wrong. It has an exposition problem of, like, the joke I made is, like, every character shows up and the first time you meet them, they read the first 2 paragraphs of their Wikipedia bio to you. But, like, it's good. It's cool. It's in service to, like, the love of Mortal Kombat as a thing that has existed for, oh my God, decades now, right? I love the reimaginings of some of the characters. Reptile, turning Reptile into like a fucking sad, moody like CW boy is a brilliant move.
Humanoid, like I played as him in multiplayer. I'm like, oh my god, what they do to my boy? This is incredible.
He's great, and you're gonna have look up Mortal Kombat 1 Reptile. Like he's hot now.
He's not looking up.
No,
he's doing something.
Hold on,
John, can you stop shit posting mid podcast for like 30 goddamn
seconds?
There it is.
I just put it in the Twitch. I just put it in the Twitch chat. There's that glitch I was talking about. It's fucking hilarious.
Anyway, Derek,
I'm glad that I can the most interrupted when I'm trying to have like meaningful discussion about a big video game that just released.
Anyway, continue.
But it is probably the best Mortal Kombat has been overall, because I love 10, but 10 also I think is like aesthetically maybe my least favorite of the modern ones.
Ugliest game
because it's just desaturated, overly detailed bullshit.
And those character models,
what is it?
Like some of them look rough. Like they look like
design thing, or is just not
it's both. Well, they wanted to go like darker and grittier with Mortal Kombat X, and
it's 2015. That's what it is basically.
It's very dark colors, very desaturated colors, very overly detailed, overly busy like character and costume designs. And like 11 learned and 1 doubled down on the idea of like putting detail where it matters and leaving detail and like letting color pop, things like that. Having red as an accent color to Scorpion, brilliant choice.
Oh my god.
But yeah, just games real fucking good. Also, as a sequel to our favorite segment where I confuse John with Mortal Kombat numbers, John, having beaten Mortal Kombat 1, I can tell you, not only is Mortal Kombat 1, obviously Mortal Kombat 12, we know this, it's a follow-up to Mortal Kombat 11. So Mortal Kombat 1 is Mortal Kombat 12. That's not weird. We knew that. It's also Mortal Kombat.
It's kind of weird.
It's also Mortal Kombat 4, which is a thing we know because Mortal Kombat 9 was Mortal Kombat 1, and this is the 4th game in that series, so it's Mortal Kombat 4, sort of, right? The thing is, it is also Mortal Kombat 5, 6, and 7.
All right. We don't need this Kingdom Hearts ass.
So when do we get Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance 0.5? Like that's what I want. When do we get
in Mortal Kombat 1, bud?
I can't wait. I can't wait to play this.
Mortal Kombat 1 is a love letter to the PS2 games, and that's a bold fucking choice.
What's your ranking then of the last 4? What's your ranking?
Oh, like favorites? Oh, it's probably like it's probably 1, 10, 11, 9. Like, I love 9 to play.
9?
I love 9 to play, but, like, it's ugly, dude. And also, it's hard to go back to those bad costume designs.
Is Cam right when he says that Kingdom Hearts is straightforward compared to Mortal Kombat?
Sort of.
But they've reset it. But they've reset Mortal Kombat.
But it's not getting any easier in Mortal Kombat 1.
Cam hasn't said shit since the beginning of the show, and he fucking came summoned at the words Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he did. Good man. He's staying on brand. No, Mortal Kombat 1 does not simplify things. It is not a reboot. It is anybody coming into this like, oh, is this a fresh place to jump into Mortal Kombat? No,
buddy, that was like 12 years ago. Buddy, that was 12 years ago.
Mortal Kombat 1 is so steeped in the shit that happened in Mortal Kombat 11 story mode that it is like it's brutal. But yeah, so I've been playing that.
9.
And then also, I've been playing the newest Saints Row.
Hell yeah.
You know, and
good on you.
Like, dude, it's good. Like, what's fucking wrong with the haters? I don't get like if you like
in a rough state.
If you lock, well, I mean that's true. I'm playing it like now when like all of the extra content and a bunch of patches have been done. But like, this feels to me like what Saints Row 4 should have been. Like, it's just more Saints Row, you know, and I love that. It is exactly what I want. I just don't think people played it. I don't. I think that people basically Saints Row happened before everyone was shouting woke every other tweet, like to talk about things they were mad about. But like they would have called this game woke if they didn't. But it's just good. It's fun. It's funny in the way Saints Row is, which is very juvenile. You know, it's Saints Row.
But
I don't have as many opinions as I do on Mortal Kombat.
What are you going to be playing tomorrow as part of a certain program?
I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. I'm going to stream it tomorrow because we did get the code from Capcom.
I feel like out of everyone, you're probably the best person to do it, considering how John and I feel after June.
Yeah.
Get it, boy.
Yeah.
You're probably you can give an unbiased.
Remember,
opinion.
it's an Ada campaign, so
I
know.
So,
by the way, I'm fucking destroyed by this margarita I made.
I love it.
Derek,
Good.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm devastated.
I do want to point out that Derek's stream tomorrow is going to be our first stream under the banner of the official Capcom Creators Program.
Yeah.
Yay! Go us.
Derek representing us as our Capcom representative.
I want to say Capcom, as far as like interfacing with them as a creator, has been a joy to work with compared to like some of the companies that we've had to like, you know, and I love all of the people we've ever partnered with and ever gotten codes from, but like we've seen such a like go to this website versus like request from your community manager versus like this and this, and Capcom's been so easy to work with, and that's great because I'm very autistic. So asking me to get in a Discord and do like do fucking PR shit is not easy, but they made it as easy as possible just for me. So
yeah, Derek, now you've legit had nothing but glowing things to say about being in their Discord.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
So we talked about John. He's gonna quit the Square ones, so I can go in and step in as the Square Discord person.
Britt, you want to switch out?
No, it's fine.
Because I'll switch out with you.
No. I'm just being silly. It's fine.
I'll do it. I'll do it. It's going there. No more Final Fantasy. No more Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make
I'll go in there and I'll be like, are we gonna fucking talk about what happened to Benedicta? Are we gonna talk about
speaking of fucking Volition and Saints Row, let's talk about Embracer Group for a little bit. We don't have to spend as much time on this as the other topic, but
so there were more. So catch me up on this because we
had already talked about Embracer shutting down Volition, the studio behind Saints Row, which is just a horseshit thing to have done, and then also layoffs at Gearbox, and then potentially looking to sell off Gearbox. Now we've had layoffs at Crystal Dynamics, the studio behind the Tomb Raider games, and they're already like telling us outright, like, hey, there's more layoffs coming. Embracer is taking a hatchet to their development studios. I mean, the long and the short of it is that, like, I think everybody who's in the know, everybody who's been paying attention to Embracer for a while and like meaningful discourse around it knows what Embracer's game has been. They wanted to buy up a bunch of studios real quick, right? With a infinite amount of debt, to just buy up studios so that they could raise their profile and blow their share price up and look for like an acquisition, right? And then it didn't happen, and now they're stuck holding a bag. Like they tried to play a con basically, and it didn't work out. So now they're stuck with a shitload of debt and a bunch of studios they're doing nothing with. Like they just came out and said they pay more in like platform fees than they pay in game development. And like hint, it's not because the cut you give to Steam or Microsoft or Sony is that high. It's because they're not spending much on game development. They just wanted to buy these things to have them for a little bit. And it didn't bring them the prestige that they wanted. And now they have to chop heads at so many like prestigious studios. And it fucking sucks. Like, you know, I've said a lot of words and no one else has.
The one that got me today, like I read like this week, was Crystal Dynamics getting affected by
right.
The only like saving grace is like what they're working on that Perfect Dark game, so they're getting Microsoft money like from it out. They're getting funded somehow. But man, if they're getting hit with layoffs, what a bummer for that team because they've had a rough go of it with Square, the last decade.
Yeah,
a little bit because like Square put some
Square had a rough time with its Western owned studios,
but with some bizarre expectations for that Tomb Raider trilogy that by all accounts like did well and like reviewed well. then what? To get shuttered off to Embracer. Embracer's now. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, CJ, I was going to say, apparently, Embracer is looking for outside funding to avoid more layoffs. Okay. This is what was tweeted out just a few hours ago by Steven Totillo with Axios. And he said, and this is from the CEO of Embracer. Ultimately, we are making decisions to either restructure or downsize some teams, and there will be a few cases of closures. The company will need to seek outside funding in order to keep some of them alive and avoid further layoffs.
The problem is, like, outside money is going to come from venture capital, right? Like, and that's going to come with the expectation, once again, of a return that Embracer Group cannot do because all it's spent money on is acquisition and none on development. And now they've got a bunch of studios doing nothing, and it takes time to spin up the make games and make money machine. You know?
Don't forget, they're also looking to sell Gearbox.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's like bizarre. I heard about that.
They bought Gearbox, did layoffs, and are looking to sell them all before there's been a chance for them to make a new game.
Gearbox?
I thought Gearbox is like a doing.
Borderlands
I thought
does really well,
dude. But that's an institution. That is like, why?
I mean, fuck Randy,
why?
But
fuck
Randy.
Well, and also like especially Borderlands 2 and 3 sold like fucking gangbusters, right? Like
those games sell in a market that like shouldn't be as you know what I'm saying? Loot shooters should not be as profitable as they are, especially in this era. Why are we? You know what I'm saying? If that's a miracle, right? Crazy. I heard about crazy.
And
I just don't see how outside funding helps the situation Embracer's in. Like, they dug this grave, and
this is what they. Well, this is. I mean, they tried this already, Derek, with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
and it backfired on them fucking horribly. Which is why they had to. Which is why they had to close Volition in the first place and lay off like fucking half of Crystal Dynamics.
No, it was like half of Gearbox. Crystal Dynamics was like 20 or 30 people. But I mean, like, that's a lot of people, but
I was gonna say because Crystal Dynamics isn't like that team.
It's not huge. I don't.
Studio's
think.
not huge. Yeah, and they're also didn't they? Okay, so this all traces back to a $2 billion deal that fell apart at the final moment between Embracer and Savvy Gaming, which is based in Saudi Arabia.
They basically, like I said, they wanted to buy a bunch of companies and make it artificially look like they were this huge deal so that they could then sell, and take the payout. But then the sale didn't happen, and they were stuck with a massive amount of debt and a bunch of studios that they had no plans with. It just turns out like Acquisition City does not fucking help you in this industry.
So where does this end? Like, I mean, what's the end game here?
Almost every studio Embracer owns going through layoffs or being sold off. Like, Embracer's not going to stick around it's never been their strategy to be a long-term sustainable gaming ecosystem. It was always about getting that bag, and then there was no deal.
I am very, very sad for every single developer, every single employee of those developers who've been affected by what Embracer has done.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can't wait for Embracer to just fuck off into the sun.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen because here's the thing. We've seen consistently the most success you can have in like a mainstream gaming space is following like the Capcom or Nintendo model. Right. Of trying to build like a long-term sustainable ecosystem of people who have been around for a long time, are paid well, have a good work-life balance, and as a result, churn out like fucking gold reliably. And you can't rush to that point. You've got to take time to do it. That's why
Microsoft's learning that lesson.
Microsoft is absolutely learning that lesson because it doesn't matter how much money or how embedded in the gaming space you are, you cannot buy your way to success.
Boy, that's a whole other ass topic that we're going to get into.
Well, we're kind of gonna get into it, aren't we? So
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Because, but yeah, like that's really all I've got to say about it. Like what else is there to say about Embracer right now, right? Like if you ask me personally, Embracer has been like if you think of the gaming industry as like a human body, then Embracer is like the biggest pimple or ingrown hair on the left ass cheek.
That's
like,
a horrible metaphor, John.
Towards
like
the
that.
opening of the asshole.
We can just say it's bad. That's it.
Yeah,
we can do that.
I was gonna say that Embracer is maybe the biggest.
Like when you pop it, like that weird, that
John,
white, yellowy
I swear to God, I will
comes
mute
out.
you.
That's Embracer.
So quickly. Embracer is like the biggest villain story in gaming at this point, right? Like, and it takes a lot to take that crown away from Activision Blizzard, but I do think Embracer might have it.
So what I was gonna say, like Derek, when you were like, I've been talking a lot, like nobody else is saying anything.
Sorry, yes.
Like, no. I was just gonna say, like, the only thing on my mind is, and I mentioned this in the Discord, is how often this is happening and how much we've had to talk about, people being laid off, studios shutting down, just like what else can you say, right? It's like the Activision Blizzard shit. It's like, it fucking sucks, and not only that, not to get off topic a little bit, but it kind of sucks just to see like not only an industry that we love, like just kind of crashing right now, but also like the main social media site that everybody uses also fucking crash. Like it's a shitty feeling, like just feeling like everything's going to shit, right?
Well, but like here's the thing, Britt. Here's the weird thing about what you just said. And real quick, shout out to Kenneth Seward in chat. What's up, buddy? But Britt, what you just said, it's true that like this is the great irony of it, right? Like it's true that gaming studios and employees at those studios are suffering right now, but games itself are is like the industry itself, like games are fucking thriving. And that is the irony of
it's a dark irony, right?
Here.
Because I think a lot of these games that have turned out so good, like a lot of it is like it's not like the CJ was like, I can't fucking stand to hear this. It's not like, the suffering of like, working like developers and artists has created this art. Like we're at this point because if anything, like we're seeing developers finally start to get like slightly more streamlined tool sets. Work from home has been very beneficial for a lot of studios to put out some of their best work, which makes it really sad to see studios like Ubisoft Montreal force return to office when work from home like clearly can work. We've seen where the like necessary COVID delays have actually benefited a lot of games to like take, needed extra time, but like that's worked, right? For things to slow down a little bit.
Right.
But like there's a great article recently. It was like, this has been a great year for games and an awful year for gaming. I don't remember the exact title. And it was like, yeah, it's fucking 100% true. Like
that tracks
all
actually.
these great games coming out, it doesn't matter when like, the people who make your games have had the worst year of like ever in terms of like labor conditions, in terms of their treatment at work, in terms of their treatment at the hands of gamers.
And honestly, I don't think we're going to see the effects of the last year until like a few years from now.
Yeah,
right?
That's always how it works. That's a good point, Britt.
Mm-hmm. So I think like we're having a great time now, but it's it's because these studios had these teams and just it's gonna change. Like we're gonna be in such a slump, I believe, in the next few years that it's gonna be wild. We're gonna be like, I don't remember what it's like to have a year just full of video games and feeling like I'm just like bloated on things to do and things to play.
The first couple months of next year looks super good, but like I'm real worried about when
it's gonna start trickling off. Like that's
when does that dry spell catch up with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Tokyo Game Show, dude, inside baseball here, right? Like I've been so fucking sure we were gonna see the new Monster Hunter like real soon because we are already.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That game was supposed to be coming out soon, and we haven't even seen a hint of an announcement.
Derek, you and I both had that pegged for TGS.
They swore, the producer of the series was like, look forward to Tokyo Game Show, and then nothing, right? But like, that's a great example of like, even like games are getting so heavily delayed. And like, there's been so much of an adjustment to remote work and like hybrid work. And that has yielded some good results, but I think we're just seeing a point, like, not just in gaming, but like all over every industry where we're just at a breaking point in terms of like labor versus capital, right? I mean, look at all the strikes going on in Hollywood. We're about to have the union auto workers strike, right? We talked all we want about like developers and artists and such, but like, you know, gaming media has been dealing with layoffs and closures and consolidation for the last couple of years over and over and over again. You know, I work in traditional news, like broadcast news, and it's been a brutal few years for that space. Like, what area do you work in? I bet it sucks right now.
You know what? I work in healthcare. That shit's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You guys know my job has sucked for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for driving a fucking ice cream truck.
Guys are working in your local government.
Guys, hey, listen up real quick. We got a new game announcement.
No.
No. Derek, trust me.
If you fucking say Final Fantasy IX, I'm gonna murder you.
No, this is an actual game announcement.
Absolutely wreck you.
But Britt, this is right up your alley. Your cozy Hobbit life awaits in Tales of the Shire, a heartwarming new Lord of the Rings game. It's a Hobbit life simulator.
Crickets from
It's a Hobbit. Hey, I don't give a shit about this game.
I'm unmuting his soundboard for that.
I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
I am actually not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I think it's fine. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's Hobbit Stardew. Exactly, Karnak. It's that. It sounds like Hobbit Stardew Valley.
I have actually never played Stardew Valley for as much as I love cozy games.
That's weird to me, Britt.
I've not played Stardew.
Stardew Valley is some shit that would be right.
Stardew Valley is the game that made Reb realize she was bi.
I mean,
I just think that's an excellent story, and I love every time she tells it.
Speaking of, there was a point.
Bi or Stardew Valley.
Bye. Speaking of, there was a point in Baldur's Gate where, like, you know, you always have that, like, I'm sure Derek knows this, where you, like, you know, you're in a male-female relationship, or in your case, they-female relationship, and you're always questioning, like, am I gay? Like, do I just have attraction towards people sometimes? And there was a point in Baldur's Gate where you go into a certain house, and, it confirmed things for me. It confirmed things for me. I think you know what I'm talking about. It confirmed a few things.
Oh wait, is this in Act 3?
It's in Act 3.
Is it in the brothel area?
No, it is not.
Does it involve the nymph?
No.
We don't need to keep talking about things in Act 3 of Baldur's Gate.
What happens in Act 3?
Even if this has been not spoilers at all.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna. The place is called the House of Hope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Like, I literally had to, like, put my shit down and step back, and I was like, I just had a euphoria moment. Like, that confirmed everything for me.
I kind of had a moment when I was just having a conversation about life with Karlak, and all of a sudden she's like, I feel alive when I'm around you. God, I want to ride you till you see stars. And I was like, I'm like looking around. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm not doing Baldur's Gate romance, which is so unusual for me. But.
So, do you plan on doing one? Are you going to do another solo play? But
I'm going to without my wife around for sure.
And then romance.
I don't
somebody.
know. I think I'll find out.
Maybe
romance everybody. I don't know.
One thing I did not say, and I hate to fucking keep pulling us off track, but I'm going back and replaying Baldur's Gate, and I get to do it with mods, and it's
the mod that lets you have everyone in your party.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the best fucking thing.
John said fucking console bros stay winning. Yeah, John, but you can't have everyone in your party at once.
I don't want everybody in my party. Who wants Astarion in their party?
Bitch.
Just saying. He's useless. He's useless.
He is not useless.
Somebody has to open my chest and disarm my chest.
Look at Charlotte. Look at Charlotte in chat. Look at Charlotte. Validation. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. He's just not that great. He's just not.
He is.
his character
what
is,
would you know?
But from a utility standpoint, he's just not that great.
Yes, he is. He's a rogue. Rogues are like I struggle.
You got to throw a couple levels in fighter for him so he gets a second attack, but at that point, he is putting in the sneak attack damage.
Well, I struggle playing new games without him because I need fucking open chest, disarm trap, open doors. Like I need that. It's so fucking crucial. I'm just so upset at all the Astarion hate right now. It is. It's endless.
So we should probably. Do we want to move on to? Brit is just like genuinely distraught by seeing.
Yeah, me too, motherfucker.
Look at Charlotte with these good opinions. Karlak, however, Charlotte is a truly blessed individual, and I love you for that, Charlotte. Like Charlotte gets.
Charlotte's birthday was yesterday.
Fuck. Happy birthday, Charlotte. I'm sorry. God damn it. I can't believe I missed that. Derek, do we want to run into Xbox stuff?
Yeah.
Do we want to
Let's talk Xbox. So
oh boy. This is the one I've been waiting for.
So here's the thing, right? And I want to preface talking about these Xbox leaks. I'm going to put air quotes around leaks because it's a weird situation.
It's not even really a leak.
It's really not because it's Microsoft's fault but we'll get into it. There's always a desire to be careful about what leaks you talk about and what leaks you don't talk about.
Like Final Fantasy IX Remake. John. Maybe not get people's hopes up every single time Square's like, hey, we're gonna have an announcement.
Hey Britt, look, that's your fault for getting excited, not mine.
Yeah.
If you didn't, motherfucker,
John
first
didn't even like Final Fantasy IX. He's just doing this to hurt us.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, leaks come all the time, and like us and a bunch of other folks don't comment on it, right? Or at least not like within content, right? As discussion of news. A, because a lot of times you can't be sure how true it is, or B, because it can sometimes be like kind of gross to talk about depending on what is leaked. And what happened is a lot of stuff from a lot of documents from the like Microsoft and FTC trial were not accidentally made public, but Microsoft submitted them in a way that they didn't realize would make them public, is the long story short. So like now we've seen things like Microsoft's both of Microsoft's next hardware refreshes, right, for the Series X and Series S. We've seen their plans for a new handheld. We've seen like Bethesda's whole upcoming game slate, or planned game slate. We've seen a lot of emails and documents that are really embarrassing from inside Xbox.
Really embarrassing.
Some real embarrassing shit. Some stuff that's getting played as embarrassing that I don't think is so embarrassing, but like, that's the problem.
There's some shit in there that is wild.
This is stuff that was never meant to be public.
And
right?
this is straight up a fucking like somebody at Xbox got fired.
Somebody at Xbox is going to end up wearing cement shoes.
So this was straight. I want to be very clear. This was not a hack. It wasn't a leak from some weird insider.
It was a.
This was straight up a legal filing from
Microsoft. Fucked up.
This was a legal filing that Microsoft made for the Activision Blizzard case, and it just like they didn't protect it, and all the files got out, and some of the shit that we see in these emails, like I gotta tell you, the kind of hubris it takes to say we gotta buy Nintendo because they need to realize their future isn't in hardware.
Oh for 2 here, these fucking bastards with the fucking cojones to think they can do this.
Yo, Nintendo did another fucking release of their old shit.
Are you serious? I've joked twice about getting Nintendo'd.
So the thing that they're releasing for Nintendo Switch Online is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
That's a good one. That's
a good one.
And the expansion pack coming 9/29.
That's a good one.
I've never played it.
Oh, you can play multiplayer on that.
Yeah.
Call in red, yellow, and green Kirby to help you solve puzzles and take out baddies and cruise it. So so that just came out 49 seconds ago.
Well,
good fucking game, guys. But
we get Nintendo,
yeah, like
are we getting it regularly? It is embarrassing to say like Nintendo needs to realize that their future exists off their own hardware.
When your console is being outsold by Nintendo's like 3-1, like what is wrong with you?
Nintendo also like famously has just like a giant like chest full of dollar bills, right? Like they just have more money in the bank on hand for a rainy day than maybe everyone else in gaming combined. Like nobody is sitting on liquid cash like Nintendo is.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I got to get this off my chest about these emails, right? I was completely ambivalent. I was mostly ambivalent. Butter emails, right?
I was gonna say that.
Phil Spencer acid washed his emails and smashed his hard drives with hammers. But they're not prosecuting Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer's connected to Benghazi somehow because the Xbox Series S sold more than they anticipated.
But
how is CJ more drunk than me? What's going on here?
I can't even tell.
I'm sober.
That's worse. I wouldn't have admitted that,
bud. Like, here's the thing. I was ambivalent about Phil. Like, I didn't have any strong opinions on Phil Spencer. I like him a lot less after reading these emails, because if there's one thing I have said over and over and over on this podcast that I stand against, it is monopolization and developers being sucked up like a goddamn Hoover. Say what you want about their purchase of Bethesda, but I mean, they have ensured that some of the best games in the business are going to be locked to a specific console. And that sucks. It sucks when Sony does it. It sucks when Microsoft does it.
That's assuming the games come out, because Nintendo is, or not Nintendo, fucking Microsoft is buying all these studios and doing nothing with them.
So our friend Kenny in chat says, I thought Phil was against getting Nintendo. No, he wanted Nintendo. Like that, he was like, I want to buy fucking Nintendo. We need Nintendo. And if Microsoft, I mean, not that they ever would, like the
audacity
Nintendo,
of thinking you could buy Nintendo. Well, like what a fucking like
Nintendo's not for sale, y'all. They're doing great.
And also Microsoft tried this, and Nintendo, there was an article about it, literally laughed them out of the room. But like, if they were ever able to actually, but Phil mentioned, I don't think a hostile action is the right way to go. And the fact that you could be like, maybe like, that you could even consider a hostile takeover of a company like Nintendo, like that would be such a negative,
really ignorant, because you literally can't. You literally can't. Like there are laws in Japan that prevent hostile takeovers from foreign companies. Like you can't just forcibly buy out.
And that really kind of shone a new light on Phil Spencer for me, because for years and years and years, people have been like,
he's a businessman.
Phil, he's one of us.
He's a Silicon Valley businessman.
He cares about gamers, but in reality, he's just he's a corporate guy who cares about fucking the bottom line. And he's no different than Jim Ryan, only he dresses better.
That's not a high bar.
It's not a high bar, but
didn't they also confirm that Elder Scrolls 6 was only going to be Xbox exclusive?
Yes.
And the Fallout 3.
Did we talk about that last week?
No, we didn't.
Okay,
but
yeah, I thought that was confirmed.
Oblivion remaster also coming.
And I'd be willing to bet that whatever comes next for Doom is not coming to PlayStation.
Which is funny, right? Because Phil Spencer has always been like, "Oh, PlayStation, like we're always willing to do crossplay. Like PlayStation doesn't share, like blah blah blah." And now here they are fucking gatekeeping.
Well, that's we learned a lot of this from the FTC trial. Like we already saw a bunch of stuff from the FTC trial, how two-faced Microsoft is. That for everything they say about being like, everything being for the consumer, for the gamer, like they do intend to monopolize the market, right? They do want to outspend their competition into a hole. They do want to, keep like their games on their own platform. And the only reason that they are allowing some of their games on the Switch and PlayStation right now is to weaponize like their reputation and allow
also
them
because
to
they got nothing else going on for them, so why not?
There's that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's true, right? Like Xbox,
that's not even being console warsy. That's just legit. Like
they've had a first party problem for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
And
343 drove Halo into
they
the
keep
ground.
making third parties into first parties, and then nothing happens, right? It's where the fuck is
Hellblade? Look what happened with Halo Infinite. Like Halo Infinite,
that's what Britt was saying. Yeah.
Flop.
And when Britt,
they had Banjo-Kazooie. They could have made a new Banjo fucking Kazooie game. You know how poppin' that would have been? Like,
when was the last Gears of War game?
It's been a while. Gears 5 was a while.
2019.
17?
Okay.
No,
I think it was 2019. I think you're right.
Gears 5 came 2019. Hive Busters came out like 2020.
It's you haven't heard.
Sorry,
go ahead, CJ. Go ahead.
Like, from this leak, though, another interesting thing is that the Series S is like selling like really like I think more.
It's
than
like 75%.
It's 75% of their total sales.
Here's what that means, right? It's the fact that like I think to most people, the Xbox is like your second or third console. So
definitely my third.
That's the perfect, exactly. Me too. That's the perfect position for something like the Series S. I have a Series S just for the bare minimum. There's a new Forza out next month. That's the only thing I'm gonna turn that shit on for. But it's like also availability during like availability or during like the early like stages of the pandemic when you couldn't get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, the Series S was the like one that you could buy. It was the one that was available, so that's a part of it.
Too. Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's a Game Pass machine, right? I think the thing is the Series X is selling to the hardcore Xbox crowd, right? The people who were there for the Xbox 360 and then stuck around through the Xbox One era and like never left Xbox's side and are now here with the Series X. And I think the Series S is selling because the Series S is the one that actually appeals to people who were not already kind of in the cult. Like, not to be demeaning, but like it's a little culty, the Xbox fandom sometimes. But the Series S is the one that appeals to like a shitload of people because it's affordable. You can put Game Pass on it. Like that's the one that like families in Kentucky are going to spend what little money they have so that their kids can play some video games, you know? So I think that's why it's successful.
It's like the Switch in a way. Like you can move it, you can take it anywhere. You have like access to how many games like across like 3 different generations. But that again, it's just fascinating that like that's like that to me is like the most significant thing out of all of this, right? Like the fact that like now for sure we can't see any. We're never gonna let go of the Series S. The baggage is still gonna be there. They're gonna do more Baldur's Gate 3, stuff by like, they have to now. They absolutely have to.
There's gonna be more of those compromises because the Series S is so much of their business at this point.
It's been working. I mean, like Starfield like launched successfully on the Series S. Like it works. You know what I'm saying? It's 1440p, 30 frames per second. Like it's locked. It could work. It's just a matter of like I guess now Microsoft's gonna push devs to like to try their absolute hardest to get things running on that machine.
Well, and I think Nintendo really did an amazing job saying like, okay, so we're not going to have the best equipment, right? But we're going to be fucking portable. And that's like, I think they realized in their DS era that like that was something people loved, that was something people wanted, and they were like, how can we incorporate this into our next system? And it just it worked. It's worked and it has worked, and it's worked so well that they're continuing this console over to the next just with upgrades, and it's
they found their silver bullet.
Phil Spencer could never. Let's just say that Phil Spencer could never.
If I was Xbox, what I'd be learning from this is that you need to make like modestly powerful, like attractive, affordable gaming hardware that is like all digital and like the Series S is their future, not the Series X, right?
Right.
And they showed the 2 new like hardware revisions that and like I don't think it's a mistake that the replacement for the Series X is going to be digital only. Like both of their next hardware refreshes are all digital. And it's because they realize that their future is like fuck physical games. Just go. Well,
digital, there was a reference to a
Pass.
handheld system too, wasn't there? Yes.
I think Games Pass plays a huge. I think they're encouraging people to go through Games Pass. And subscribe to that because then you can get new games that way and stuff. Yeah. And like I've talked about it before on the podcast, but I think Game Pass is great for like maybe a parent who doesn't have the money to buy their kids every new game that comes out, or whatever, but it's like it's getting expensive. It's not as cheap and accessible as it used to be. Like now it's being paired in with your Xbox Live. Like it's just like that's the only thing. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to like shit on Xbox or anything, but that's like the only thing Xbox really has going for it right now is Games Pass. Like nobody has come close to competing with Xbox when it comes to Games Pass.
Yeah. I love Game Pass. I think
it's great. Like I will fucking Games Pass a game. Like if it's like an Xbox exclusive, like I played Dreamlight Valley on Games Pass for forever. I don't even own Dreamlight Valley, and it's one of my favorite fucking games because I played it on Games Pass. But I just think so their success there is going to dwindle, because if you're going to raise prices and when everybody else is fucking raising prices, you're going to lose sales.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they are raising the prices on Game Pass, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Derek, how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet that a reference to this handheld device is going to be the exact same thing as what the PlayStation Portal is doing? It's not going to be it's not going to be a native device that plays games.
It's going to be closer to the Logitech G Cloud.
Yeah.
It'll be a cloud streaming handheld. Now here's the thing. I think it's telling that they had full-blown like feature spec breakdowns, like mock-ups of the refreshes for the Series X and Series S, and they didn't have any kind of similar page for the handheld, because I think the handheld is something that's like a thought process right now, right? Like it's not a thing. I'm sure there's some amount of R&D done, but like it's not a thing that's that close to dropping. And I agree. I think it's going to be a cloud thing. I think that the handheld is going to be a perfect way for them to push cloud gaming, which they are.
And Games Pass.
They are insistent on like Game Pass Ultimate, and cloud streaming being a big part of the future of gaming, and their handheld will be a part of that.
Which sucks, right? Because like it leads back into Nintendo's issue, which is game preservation. Like what's going to happen with all these physical Xbox games I have? Like I was an Xbox 360 girl. I have so many fucking Xbox games. My fucking Mass Effect 3 is signed by Jennifer Hale. Like I was a fucking Xbox 360 like diehard. I never thought I would switch back to PlayStation. And it's like, and now it's like, it almost feels like, I don't know, it almost feels like I'm being punished in a way. Like I have to, like, all my physical games don't mean anything. Like all of my time and effort that went into that era and love are like, they don't mean anything because everything's going to digital.
Yeah.
Britt, let's not forget in these emails, Baldur's Gate 3 was referred to as a second run Stadia PC RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, they fucked that up.
Now, let's be fair here. Okay, because I've seen a lot of shit being given to Microsoft for like not foreseeing how big Baldur's Gate was going to be. Fucking nobody thought Baldur's Gate was going to do what it did.
You know what I'm saying? Like
nobody did.
I didn't.
I am a Baldur's Gate mega fan, right? Like I grew up playing like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights. Like I love this fucking game.
Show face, coward.
Show yourself.
My internet sucks. I can't. Please, yeah. If I turn the camera on, my laptop
he might just die.
Please,
but nobody saw Baldur's Gate blowing up the way it did. It was definitely going to be a like cult game.
I'm sorry.
Mama Bear.
I am so sorry.
No, I kind of love it.
I just look over and I see him drinking out the fucking juice container instead of pouring himself.
Bad call.
Don't get too mad. I'll still take chocolate syrup and milk and go and just.
That's disgusting.
Well, you're a fucking caveman.
I was about to say I don't need your caveman opinions when it comes to raising my son. All right.
but yeah, I'm like nobody thought Baldur's Gate. And to be fair, like the biggest success Larian had was Divinity Original Sin 2, which was like a cult favorite, right? It was not a big success. Baldur's Gate 3 had been out in early access for how many years?
Like 2 years or something?
Never got that kind of attention. It blew the fuck up, right?
I have no idea why. I have no idea why. My reason for purchasing the game was I just wanted to use character creator.
That was viral. I think it went viral. I think that the characters and characters like Asterion and Karlach went viral.
It was the bear sex that did it.
It was the bear sex thing, right? Because it made
real.
Genuinely the bear sex
no,
article.
I'm not joking. Like
that was great ass PR right before the game came out. People were like, "What is this? Why can I fuck a bear?"
It's like how.
Let's clarify. Was it great ass PR or great ass PR?
They'll sound exactly the same.
Why not both?
They sound exactly the same.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Exactly the same.
It's kind of like how Yakuza as a franchise never blew up in the West until Yakuza 0, and Yakuza 0 only blew up because of a viral Twitter clip about the fucking chicken.
The chicken. No, but it's like also I think now everyone's kind of bored with like whatever we're playing now. It's like, oh cool, CRPG is making the rounds, right? It's always it's like what, like it's like Souls like for the longest time.
I will say this, like I think D&D is obviously becoming more mainstream with like Critical Role and that kind of thing, which is great. I love like the show, everything like that. The D&D movie, right. And so I think once people realized what kind of game it was, with what kind of character it was, like it was just like a perfect mesh of like girls, especially like women, love this game.
Oh, the gays and the ladies have
love
been
this game,
uplifting Baldur's Gate.
Well, and I think it Baldur's Gate also has a lot of room for like diversity. Like I watched a TikTok that went viral, and it was of a POC, and they went into the character creator, and like a black hairstyle was one of the first hairstyles, and they were like, I didn't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to find it. It was just like right there. So they were really inclusive from the beginning. They were really good about making you genuinely feel like you're the main character of the game. And I think that's just what drew people in. I think like the more people talked about it and everything, it just kind of.
Yeah, I think nobody could have foreseen how this game was going to blow up. So I don't want to hold that against Microsoft.
Right.
I
will, but that's because I'm an asshole. But
right. I'm also I'm a petty bitch. I can do whatever I want.
Watch. Now, right now, Phil Spencer's like, okay, guys, we got to buy Larian Studios. We got to buy Larian Studios.
We got to buy Larian.
Actually, I could see
don't put that evil in this world.
No.
And we got to keep Baldur's Gate 4 on Xbox Series Omega.
Hold up, because John's being like facetious. But look, there's precedence for this, right? Microsoft virtually owns every single Western like RPG developer at this point, right?
No, I'm not being CJ. I'm not being facetious.
They're thinking Obsidian. They don't need to do this. Don't do this.
They don't. Okay, they don't just have Obsidian. They don't
have anything. Like they're desperate. Yeah. Like they won't say it, but they're desperate. They'll take. Everything.
Do you think it's desperation, Brett?
I do. It's desperation.
Yeah, I think.
Why do you think Xbox is buying? Xbox is buying all of these studios, and none of them are releasing fucking games. Like, and then Redfall was a disaster, and like Starfield's doing good. Thank God, because it's finally a studio paid off.
But that's a given, dude. It's like in-house.
It's not
Bethesda.
A given, but
it's in-house Bethesda making their one game a decade.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's why they've been so hardcore on Activision Blizzard. And it's like if everything else fucks up, they're still gonna get a couple Call of Duty games out of it, and that's all it takes, right? Like there's desperation, and Call of Duty seems like a thing that they think they can't fuck up. So they will. Those
are on assembly lines right now. Like everyone at Treyarch is being crunched to death.
So, do you guys think that Xbox is basically being kept alive by its studio purchases?
No,
it's being kept alive by Microsoft, which is one of the biggest.
Windows.
Like
Microsoft, if we're gonna like compare it to games, it's gonna be Game Pass.
Look, Game Pass is a loss for them. Xbox is a loss for them.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
But like Microsoft can keep dumping money into the gaming sector until eventually they could outspend the competition.
They could be the Sega of this gen. Like where like they'll just go. They'll go the way of the dodo, and they'll just release Halo games on PC and nothing else.
Like Nintendo could afford to have the Wii U happen to them because they had that big ass war chest, right? So it just didn't matter if they had a loss that big. They could just brush themselves off and try again. Microsoft, similarly, can fail again and again and again. to like make meaningful hardware sales because they have Microsoft money.
But at what point does Satya Nadella say, you know what, this isn't working off, it's time to spin off the Xbox brand?
No,
probably never.
Here's the thing.
It's too big of a PR win for him.
And no, not even that. Look, think about it like this. They're selling Xboxes at a loss, but every Xbox sold is another piece of like Windows, is someone being integrated in the Windows ecosystem. Regardless. You know what I'm saying? Every Xbox has internet Microsoft Edge already in it. Right? So that's someone using Bing, that's someone using whatever, regardless.
I have to use Bing for work. I hate it.
It's somebody with a Microsoft account. That's data they can sell because they fucking do that.
So, you know what I'm saying? All these Microsoft points, all these Bing points that you don't use, like, again, that's just more data for them. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They could, like, tomorrow they could, like, lose, like, what? They could not sell an Xbox and they'd still be fine.
Because Xbox still makes money. Like, it's not a tremendously, like, it's not this huge, super, it's not like PlayStation for Sony is, like, easily one of their most valuable arms, right?
It's weird, right? Yeah. It's weird comparing like Microsoft and Sony, like,
right? Where it's so different. But like Microsoft, like Xbox, basically just has to make enough money to not be a total money sink, and it can keep going forever because Microsoft is going to dump money into it to keep people, like CJ said, in the ecosystem.
Even then, like Xbox is still, but even Xbox as like a brand is still like, again, not only recognizable, it's important. It's shorthand for video games for a lot of people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same way PlayStation and Nintendo is. Xbox is like it's still like vital to like. What is it? It's better for them to stick around than it is for them to disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless if everything's working against them, regardless if they don't release games for like the next decade, regardless if they're like losing however much money like per every like Xbox sale, it's still vital for them to have like to claim their stake in the space because I mean. What you know what I'm saying? Like they're still one of the big three.
Yeah.
Until then,
like you hit the fucking hammer on the nail when you said that like it's basically driving people to use Microsoft services because that's exactly what Game Pass does. You know how many people have Game Pass simply because they can play on PC? Yes. Like and go back and forth.
Yeah. I was gonna say, actually, that's a good point. Like Xbox, in a lot of ways, hugely bolsters the PC gaming field. 100%. Right? There's a lot of games that are on PC, mostly because developers could make a game on Xbox and on Windows like relatively easily.
It's bringing the PC
and Microsoft gets money from PC gaming.
But also every Xbox Studios game is also available to buy on Steam. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everyone uses Steam. They used to have that program, which I'm sure they still do now, but I guess it's not as prevalent just because people use Game Pass, where if you bought like the Xbox version of a game, you got it on PC.
I don't think that's a thing anymore, but
that's not a thing anymore.
That was really cool when they did it.
Hit the hammer on the nail?
Oh, you're still hung up on that one. Okay. I should have never gave CJ these soundboard powers. He's too strong.
Right. There's something so like there's something so fundamentally weird. So like we've been talking about, and Britt makes a great point, right? Like, what the hell is that noise?
Do you not know Borat?
So what are you talking about?
No, I know Borat. I'm just wondering where the fuck it's coming from. But no, so there's some like Britt made a good point earlier when she was like,
"Did I hurt your feelings?"
All right, now I'm muting his soundboard.
All right,
you get custom soundboard options.
Enough. Jesus Christ. But no, like God, it's the fucking worst. But like, Britt had a really good point when she said, like, I mean, essentially, Britt, what you said was like Xbox has a first party problem, and they do. They've had a first party problem for a long time, and there's something so fundamentally funny to me that their solution was to just buy Nintendo. Hey, Nintendo's got the strongest first party stable in gaming. It's like, rather than just like fix our own first party problems, let's just buy Nintendo. And it's like, well,
that's a realistic solution to a problem we have.
Like, Phil, what are you doing? Like that's never going to happen. And I just like, there's a fundamental, like there's just like the capitalism of it all. Yeah. Just absolutely fucking
the absolute like boss who just thinks he's like, oh yeah, if I want it, I can have it. Like the audacity of the rich white man, right?
Well, and it's not even like it's entitlement, right? Like it's a sense, like just casually talk, and to say like I don't think a hostile action is the right move, as if that's something you should be considering at all. Like
it's delusional. It's
what
straight
the fuck
up
are you
delusional.
talking about? And it's like
I really
and
need
plus,
people to understand that the giant companies are not their friends. That like
none of them are.
Like
just
none
like
of them
celebrities.
are.
Like celebrity. How many celebrities have been disappointing the last few weeks?
And look,
strikes,
we'll say this.
right?
All of them.
We'll say the same shit about like we've been kind of ragging on Microsoft, but we'll say the same shit about Nintendo and Sony. These companies are not your fucking friends.
Yep,
they're not. None of them are. The people who work for them,
they care about money. They don't care about you. They care about money.
Right, and they also don't care about the people who are making the games that make them money.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah,
like
for the most part, the
absolutely
C-suite doesn't give a shit.
No,
absolutely.
We lost John.
Okay,
Care about
there
the
he goes.
people at these companies who are churning out the consoles and games that you love. What was that?
No,
Anyway.
you just got Ben Shapiro'd for a minute where it
okay.
paused and then it fast forwarded through you.
Like,
But
absolutely care about the people who are making the consoles and games at these companies. Don't give a shit about the people running the companies because they don't care about any of that stuff. They don't. Not at any of the big three. All they care about is the bottom line.
Nintendo of Japan is a slightly different exception. And a lot of that just has to do with like the luck of having Satoru Iwata in the CEO chair for so long.
Iwata was great. Iwata was great.
And like that has changed the corporate structure at the like top end, right? The fact that like Miyamoto is in such a position of power within that company. But like again, Nintendo is a very unique situation. And also, even if Nintendo is good to their employees in Japan, not so much in America, Nintendo is not your friend because you know what Miyamoto, kindly old Mario grandpa, wants? Your motherfucking money.
Right.
Please and
although
thank
I will
you.
say, I did like Sean Layden. I did like Sean Layden at PlayStation.
I don't have opinions on Layden. I just don't.
Like,
I can't.
He seemed like he genuinely believed
every
in what
one
he
of
was
these fucking white dudes at Sony and Microsoft have all blended together to me. They're all the same dude. I just
Isn't
can't.
it funny, Derek? Think about the fact that Mikey
I know
Barra,
Mark Cerny is the one that I'm like, yeah, I remember that weird fucker.
like it meant like
Ridge Racer.
Appreciate the irony of Mikey Barra, who was a turd, by the way, leaving Microsoft to go to Blizzard, only for Blizzard to be bought by Microsoft. So
guess who's getting laid off?
I just like that the irony of that is not lost to me at all.
I truly hope like Kotick and Ibarra are not long for this world and get booted, but we'll have to fucking see.
The state of the games industry
it's bad.
is sad, y'all.
It's bad.
Which is sad because it's like obviously the world sucks right now, you know, inflation, all that shit. And then it's like even our escapism is fucking falling apart. And that's like to me, that's more, I wouldn't say more, but that's like just as sad as like the real world just fucking falling apart, right? Because it's like if you don't have anywhere to go to feel better, like what do you have?
Yeah.
Right? Like what is it we have to look forward to and to like that keeps us going? And it's just like it's coming to a point where it's just like, man, this isn't it's coming into boomer territory, right? Like this isn't the world I grew up in. This isn't the industry I grew up in. Which it probably was.
Yeah, we just didn't hear about it really.
Yeah.
Which like
back in my day, games were made of pixels and fit on 16 megabyte
media.
cards.
You know, like journalists and writers the fucking world over who were trying to shine a spotlight on these topics. But like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to say other than like support unionization, right? Push for unionization. When you see unionization in the games industry, whether it's like, you know, QA or like fucking, you know, like I said, the media. I remember seeing like a meme going around where it was like, you know, me when the strikes in Hollywood versus me when the, you know, the actor strikes in gaming. And the idea is like, oh, I'm going to be so pissed when the strikes affect my video games. And it's like, no, actually you should be like lighting the fires and dancing in the ruins, like with the actors. You know what I mean? Because it's only going to make this industry better when the people at the very top who make absurd amounts of money to make the stupidest fucking decisions you've ever heard. Like, because make no mistake, every C-suite executive at every company is buoyed by like a dozen middle managers who are desperately working around them to make shit work. Like that's the dark secret of every company.
Right, and that's like the thing, right? Like you can work a job and it be shitty, right? But like imagine, like I feel so bad for these people who pursue a career in the gaming industry because it's something they love and they're passionate about. And just to watch people over time just get fucking knocked down and disheartened with things they love because either the community is shit, the employment shit, they're forced to crunch. Like it's so disheartening to see so many people, at least that I've seen, just become, disenchanted with the whole thing, as they should.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's hard to watch. It's like, it's hard to see people who deserve to be in these positions not be in these positions anymore because corporate fucking greed and people not knowing what they're doing.
We look at the other week we were talking about Volition getting closed down, and as we were talking about it, several of our buddy Corey Schroeb came into the chat to like see what we were talking about, and like QA at Volition, right, had just been laid off, and here we are talking about like this. It's heartbreaking to see how this just ruins people's careers. As Kenny pointed out in chat, like so many folks in media have left media to go into working for games PR, which is like, to put it politely,
it's already oversaturated, right?
It is.
Like, to
put it politely, like it's a little bit of an ethical nightmare for like media and gaming to just be a pipeline to working PR. But like it's like that because there's no fucking choice to be like sustainable in gaming media. It's just brutal, and it's because of the fucking venture capitalists that buy up all these outlets and then strip mine them. So like I can't blame anybody for when you've been writing for years and years and years, or you've been an editor for years and years, and you've got those contacts, and PR is a place where you can get a job. Like bills have to get fucking paid,
regardless, for sure.
Or you just leave it entirely.
Yeah, well, that's not easy to do. So
just give it up entirely.
Yeah, and to be clear, like again, like Finn used to be PR, right? So like it's not a knock against PR. Like it's just a matter of like it's weird how much like the media to PR pipeline has become a predictable thing, but that has more to do with the state of like how bad protections are for media as a sustainable career than anything else. There's a reason we try not to do a lot of like analysis and commentary on gaming media, because like it's dire, it's sad, and like, we just got too many friends we watch this shit happen to.
Yep.
So
it's disheartening.
Well,
yeah.
Speaking of things that are sad, it's time for us to say goodbye tonight, I think.
Bro, I'm going to bed. That's not sad. That rules.
But it's sad because I have to leave my friends.
That's true.
I gotta leave my friends. Oh shit, there's a Final Fantasy 14 tabletop RPG.
Yep.
I'm trying to like fake cry and I can't do it.
You can't do it. All right, guys. Don't forget that
this is why I muted his soundboard. I can't.
So don't forget tomorrow. Derek, what time are you streaming tomorrow? Do you know?
No clue. Depends on when I get out of work.
Okay. Well, at any rate, tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow, Derek's going to be streaming Separate Ways as part of the Capcom Creators Program. The code is provided by Capcom. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Capcom. And of course, we have the annual fundraiser coming up in just about like exactly a month, actually.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's talk about the fundraiser real quick before we go.
Send us money. No,
we're working out like the exact dates and schedule, but the first night of the actual fundraising event, we are going to do like Rock Band karaoke to the Discord exclusively. Partially because we'd get shut down with the licensed soundtrack if we went to Twitch. So like get in the Discord, link posted in chat, and come watch us get fucking zooted and do Rock Band and karaoke for a few hours.
Come watch us like make fucking asses of ourselves as we drink and sing.
I think every one of us is currently on plan to be there. Finn is the only maybe, and I will fight somebody for Finn.
I'm gonna get fucking destroyed.
It's gonna be.
John says that, and then he'll have a drink.
Oh, dude! All right. You're gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna lose 50 pounds before then. All right, yeah. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit. Get destroyed. Get destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh my
Whatever, man.
God.
It's gonna be a good ass time, man.
Nerds think.
And then we'll have like a. We will have. I have to mute everybody's soundboard. But after the Discord exclusive Kronk Rock Band karaoke stream,
looking forward to Paramore.
I got some Paramore.
I know.
The next day we will be doing just like a shitload of streaming all day. I don't think I've picked. We haven't really talked out our charity of choice. We do need to do that. But we'll get that figured out.
Yeah, what are we doing there? What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Give us dollars and we'll figure out what to do with it later.
We usually do.
Yeah, we'll figure out the rest.
The annual one, but we stopped because Finn couldn't join, and now Finn can't join anyway.
I know, right?
Yeah, we could go for my birthday in November.
Also, we've given too much money to children's hospitals. Those little fuckers have had it too easy for too long.
These
terminally ill children.
Go to bed, Derek.
Knock these terminally ill children down a peg.
Okay, we need a charity that gives them diseases to level them out.
Right.
All right,
we give children the Zika virus.
We give like promising athletes.
That's the.
Oh my God! It's time to log off. It's time to log off. We're done. We're done.
Child, if any of you donate $50,000, the child of
We're done. We're 10 minutes over budget now. We're done.
We will
have a good night, everyone.
Child.
Oh my God! Kindness costs nothing. Good night.
That's for your child.